Yes, so these videos are going to be commonplace for a while, where I come in and I just talk about stuff that happens to be coming up and things like that, and we talk about more books that are staying in the collection, like Dark Empire, or this. Yeah, so we are still going over books. There's a whole lot of books that got to come back in the room and got to go down there on the bottom, across the bottom of the way. And one that's going up there for sure, this. The Star Wars comic books and expanded universe are something that I don't get into very often. You've heard my talks on Canon and where I think it lies. Canon is wherever said property makes its home. In other words, if you want to reference canon material to me, things that make sense, things that are 100% happened in the story, they have to be collaborated where said property makes its home. That's where the final say is. And the final say for Star Wars is on TV. Movies. Not TV, you get the idea. It's in cinema. It's on-screen activity. If it didn't happen on screen, I'm sorry, that's just a what-if story. And though it might be cool, it's a what-if story. But damn, are some of these what-if stories really freaking cool. And the Dark Empire trilogy is one of the coolest, alongside the Thrawn trilogy. Thrawn is one of those characters that has become so exceptionally popular that he has exceeded where he was created. That doesn't happen very often. Look, guys, where does canon make its home for Batman? The comic books. Period. That's where it makes its that's where canon lies, okay? If the comic books say that this is supposed to be that kind of character or this kind of way, that's it. You can't argue against that. You could tell what-if stories, but that's the way it is. So when we get a character that can break out of the what-if into the actual canon accepted ideas, that's a huge thing. That's the reason Harley Quinn is as big as she is. For some reason, she struck a chord and became such a big thing that she was just kind of shifted into the main real continuity. She is a canon thing now. And I don't want to ruin anything. I've even yet to see it. But I heard that this guy right here, that he has actually made it into the full 100% represented canon now for Star Wars because he has made on-screen appearance, I'm hearing. I'm hearing that he is in The Mandalorian. I don't know to the extent. I have not watched The Mandalorian yet. I've been kind of waiting. And now that I have my phone back, that came with a new plan, and that new plan is supposedly giving me 6 months of Disney Plus, so I will be watching it. And I only read this comic. I didn't even read this book first, anyway. I got this, which supposedly took the book and translated it to graphic novel, and it did a pretty damn good job, to be fair. And I prefer reading this than going back and reading the entire book word for word, because I only have so much time in my life. But yeah, very impressive. And this character, now, from what I'm understanding, is 100% confirmed. The Earth One, Year One books. I love these books. I love these books, this different take on heroes and whatnot that brings them into a more grounded modern day reality, retelling their stories. I love this. The Batman is flawed, that he may not be making the right decisions, that he may very well be crazy, and he can't because he's just a guy. He can't do some of the things that he's attempting to do. I love that take. I love that take when Batman is not perfect, because I get tired of perfect Batman. So these books catch my attention through and through. And the last item to talk about today that's going down there is this monstrous thing. This Golden Age DC Comics. Oh my God. This book is awesome. This book was given to me by a lady at work. She came up and she said, "Bill, I think you'll appreciate this. I was just going to get rid of it, but I figured I would give it to you because I know that you're into this kind of stuff." And she's right. She's right. People tend to know me at work as that guy. I work in a factory setting, and it gets this kind of attention that I read comic books, that I like movies, that I watch anime, yada yada. It gets this kind of reputation where everybody's like looking to you when a new movie comes out or something like that, or that you're like the off guy that likes the Superman comics, so they'll bring you things like this. This happens because I in the kind of industry in which I work, I'm kind of an oddity. I am. There's like maybe 5 people that I come across on any daily basis that I can talk to on this level. On my level. And most of the time, it's not even on my level. It's just, that guy knows comics. I mean, he knows of them. Yeah, that happens a lot. But this book is awesome, and she was right. I did want this book. This book goes over all the golden age of DC, breaks it down, talks about the actual writers and some of the stuff that was going on page to page, and shows how the comic book industry was working at the time, and just a whole plethora of really cool shit. And even talks about characters that have been kind of forgotten, because it does talk about that golden age of comics where certain characters came in and then were pretty much ushered out. And then it talks about where, like, look at that, Boy Commandos. Stuff like that. I like this. This is really cool because it's going to be a hell of a cool read. I haven't had a chance to even dig into the book yet. I just know that it's going to be really sweet, so I don't even have to read it. I know that it's going down there and it's staying here. So, that was it. That was it. That was the entirety of today's talk, because this is going to be a long process, and I could do massive, ridiculous, sprawling videos, or I could do these quick things where I show off pieces of the collection, put them every now and then. If we get into a talk, we get into a talk. But look, guys, there's a lot to cover here. There's a lot to do. This is going to be a hellish project. So, we've now added these items back into the collection later on.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.